Okay, so obviously we've got group 1 and group 2. If we're in group 1, you have to do for your endpoint assessment a puree soup. So the difference between a puree soup and, so we say, a velouté soup is obviously we don't need to make the roux. So a puree soup is anything that's going to thicken up with its own ingredients, so we don't need to add flour to that. I'm going to do today leek and potato, really simple. I've already chopped up some onions and garlic and a little bit of potato, but obviously I know it's a leek. This end here sometimes we're going to discard, but because we're going to make the soup, we are going to include that. So what I tend to do is cut where the white hen goes to about there. This bit here, what we need to do is cut in half, and when if you open these up, you probably just see it's all the dust and everything's inside. So what we need to do is just give that a clean under the water. So make sure you just run it down all the leaves, just drain it off, and then we've got that. All I've got here is a couple of leeks, onion, garlic, and 2 medium-sized potatoes. Split this down the middle, and again, roughly chop. Okay. Remember, we are going to be pureeing this up later. Again, just with the potato. Obviously peel that. Okay, nice and simple and quick. This really is a quick soup, and again, you don't need to be adding massive amounts of different spices or anything like that. We want to keep it nice and simple. So again, fairly small. The bigger they are, the longer the soup's going to take to cook. Okay, and remember it's going to be pureed down, and I will cut to that a little bit later. So in the pan, I've got a little bit of butter. In goes your onions, the garlic, and obviously the leeks. Okay, so we're going to keep sweating all of this down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just come back to that after I've sauteed that down. Right, so what I've done here is obviously sauteed and sweated that off. What I recommend you do, especially if you're going to do this particular soup, is get those leeks really sweated down so it almost starts to catch on the bottom of the pan. It's starting to stick. Leeks have got a lot of sugar in there, so when you saute them down, and release that sugar, which is going to make the actual soup a little bit sweeter, it tastes a bit better. If you add the stock and don't do that, it won't be as good. It won't have that depth of flavour in there. So that's there done. If you're going to do any soup that you're going to use potato in, you're not going to need any flour whatsoever in your soup. So that goes in. Okay. And then all we need now is some stock. You can use vegetable stock. I prefer to use chicken stock, it just gives a bit more depth of flavour. So I've got a couple of stock cubes in there. It's entirely up to you what, but you just need to obviously add that in. And I always sort of recommend that you just make sure you've got enough stock in there just to cover the actual liquid. We can add more stock to it later. We're also going to finish it off later with a little bit of cream, and I'll show you how to do that. You're going to bring that to the boil. I'll put the lid on. It's going to cook, simmer down for probably 30 minutes or so, and it's just enough for the potatoes to be soft before we blitz it up, and then we will call it from there. Okay, so half an hour or so that's been boiling. The potatoes in there are obviously soft. You can use a hand blender like this or in the robo, so in the machine, so either way, so it might spit. So as you see, that's almost done. So what I've got always, I love loads of pepper with mine. So lots of pepper, lots and lots and lots. some salt. Now I did say to you guys I was going to finish mine with a little bit of cream, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. However, what I've also got, it's called a liaison. So to make your soup nice and a bit of a shine, I've got an egg yolk in there, okay, and I'm also going to pour a little bit of cream in, okay. I'm going to mix that around and I'm going to add that in there. But what we've got to make sure is when we are adding to this, we don't want to boil it again. Okay, if we boil it again, we're going to scramble the egg yolk inside. So, that there. I made some focaccia yesterday, so I've got some focaccia bread and then a couple of portions puree soup. I'll put this in the freezer for another day, and to be fair, for no more than 50p we've probably got 2 portions or at least 4 or 5 portions of soup. So crack on guys, well done.